Hello guys, welcome back. Welcome to your channel Cooking Astrology. Now this is going to be quite an interesting video regarding the Saturn transit in the sign of Pisces for all 12 zodiac signs. Okay, I have already made one video upon the Saturn transit in the sign of Pisces, but that predictions are not based over the specific ascendants. Actually, these are the generalized predictions. Okay, hi Cooking Digital Marketing Humans, will you be able to hear me properly? My audio is coming, video, you can please confirm actually so that I can start. Hello sir, hello. Okay, it means I'm live actually. Yes, people are joining. And okay, so let's continue without wasting your time, because this live session is going to be a bit longer actually. I need to cover all the 12 ascendants. Okay, so this might going to take some time. So without wasting your much energy, let's actually jump on directly to the Aries ascendant. Okay, before actually proceeding into the Saturn transit in the sign of Pisces, let me tell you, whenever the transformation from the Saturn is actually happening from its original Mool Trikon sign, that is the sign of Aquarius, to the sign of Pisces, Saturn have the capacity to remove blockages from your chart, or Saturn have the capacity to remove the blockages from your life. So suppose from past 2.5 years of your life, you might feel restricted, constrained towards certain or specific areas. Maybe you have experienced some restrictions in your career environment, maybe in your job environment, in the marriage, relationships, even the monetary benefits part. So Saturn, whenever goes into the Pisces, this have the capacity to remove that obstructions from your life. Okay, but let's try to understand ascendant wise ascendant. Okay, like in which areas the Saturn is going to remove most of your obstructions, and how to deal with this gochar of Saturn. This is quite a very interesting gochar actually. I have even made the video over the Saturn return. So that happen every 28 years actually. So Saturn whenever goes into the goes over your specifically Mool Trikon sign actually. So if you are a people, if you were born between the year 1996 1997, so if your Saturn is in the sign of Pisces, this is going to be your first Saturn return actually. So you're also going to experience a lot of energy inside you, the energy for change. Okay, and don't resist such sort of energies that are coming from Saturn in your life. If Saturn is asking you to make certain changes, please make that changes, because this have the capacity to remove blockages from your life. Okay, so now there are many people that have joined. So let me start from the Aries ascendant first of all. See, first of all, for Aries ascendant, also I request you, you can study this gochar or transit from the ascendant point of view, and even you can try to study this gochar from the moon placement also. Okay, it's applicable to both things actually. Although from the ascendant side, you can take it more in the physical transformations that are happening in your life. From the moon ascendant, if you are trying to study, or if you are studying it from the moon chart, so this is ascendant have the capacity to create first of all the mental transformations inside you. So these are the initially mental transformations, then they are going to later on converted into the physical transformations. So first of all, for the Aries ascendant, Saturn is actually going to be in your 12th house. Okay, so first of all, as soon as Saturn goes into the 12th house, in the Kalpursh Kundli, 12th house is originally the sign of Pisces. Okay, now 12th house is actually the house which represents the expansion part. Although this is a house of expenses also, but these are the expenses that have the capacity to create expansion into certain areas of your life. So as soon as this movement of Saturn is going to be going through the 12th house actually, first of all, this is going to increase your spendings. Okay, and you need to be very careful over the unnecessary spendings actually. But many a times whenever Saturn goes into the 12th house, this is also actually aspecting your second house. Okay, now second house is the house of your savings account. So from Saturn, from the house of expenditure, is actually with its third aspect is also aspecting the savings house. Okay, so it means this have the capacity to create lot of reshuffling into your finances part. Now this reshuffling have the capacity to take into the positive direction, because the main reason here, Saturn is also with its 10th aspect is looking into the 9th house. Okay, so what is happening up there? 9th house represents the long distance travel and journeys. So these are the expenses that are actually coming from the traveling standpoint of view. And it may be spiritual travels also. And these spiritual travels are also necessary, because Saturn is also aspecting your 6th house. It means the continuity which is continuously present in your life. Maybe you are into some sort of a rat race from past maybe 4, 5, even 10 years actually. So Saturn will eventually going to remove that blockages from the 6th house. That is the house of your daily routines actually. So it means your routine is going to be getting completely broken. So this is actually going to create a transformation into the day-to-day life. Even if you are specifically looking for certain investments, and if you are looking for expanding your business into the foreign land and foreign country, that is going to be very beneficial for you. Even if you are looking for any sort of major changes, relocation specifically, because very soon in the month of May, Rahu is also going to be coming in Aquarius. So specifically May month onward, if you want to relocate, if you want to change places, this is going to create a lot of positive impact in your life. But here specifically, I request you to be very careful with the unnecessary spendings. Spendings over the traveling is a good thing actually, as per your chart. But specifically, if you are spending your money over the investments, then that is going to become critical part actually. Because Saturn in the sign of Pisces have the capacity to create a total new outlook into the financial industry or the financial sector as well. I'm talking about the investment banking. If you are specifically involved into the investment banking, anything related to share market and stock market also. So Pisces have the capacity to dissolve things actually. So it means some of the stocks they are going to outperform, specifically the manufacturing sector environment, that have the capacity to gain a grip. So things are actually getting more and more fasten up during this time frame. Okay. One more important thing, 6th house is the house of your health and disease aspect also. And 9th house is the house of Guru, and that is also the house of spirituality actually. It represents the belief system. So if you want to specifically take a dive into the field of spirituality, if you want to make your career into the field of spirituality, it may be working as a full-time astrologer. So this transit have the capacity to create a positive impact. Because understand one thing here, Saturn is going to remove the restrictions from the 10th house first of all. It's the sign of Capricorn which is up there. So that is your workplace. That means you are doing some sort of a job. So if it is in the sign of Pisces, this is going to suddenly lose interest into the job. And Saturn tend to become more and more independent. Try to do some imaginative work, which includes some sort of a picturization memories also, where you have the capacity to perform best from the creativity standpoint of view. So in that way, this Saturn transit have the capacity to create the impact into the Aries ascendant. Next, let me come to the Taurus ascendant. See, for Taurus ascendant, if you look, Saturn is actually becoming a Yokarak Graha. Yokarak simply mean to say this is gaining control over both the 9th and even the 10th house actually. Okay. Yokarak simply mean if the planet is gaining control over one trine house and one quadrant house. So it means this is becoming very auspicious. Now, if you first of all understand from Taurus perspective, your Shani is moving in the sign of Pisces. Now, Pisces is particularly posited in your 11th house. Now, that is the house of your incoming gains. This is one sort of a Raj Yoga happening into your life. Because here not only the 9th house lord going in the 11th, here your 10th house lord is also exceedingly going into the 11th house. It means, suppose from past 2.5 years, you have exerted a lot of efforts in your life, but you have not received the equivalent results. I'm not talking about equivalent results in the form of financial gains only. It may be in the form of respect and reputation actually. Okay. Now, in the sign of Pisces actually, individuals are actually going to start valuing your work. So your work is going to be getting greatly recognized in the society. Other people, they will eventually start to realize the importance of you. What is the importance of this person? So it's like filling the empty spaces. It means we have filled some empty spaces in past 2.5 years, and this next 2.5 years have the capacity to bring that positive results into your life. Even if you look, the third aspect of the Saturn is directly falling over the ascendant. It means your first house is also getting deeply impacted. Lagna is you. It means there are also going to be a lot of new challenges that are coming in your life. So don't expect your life to become a bit softer in the next 2.5 years. No, challenges are going to be there. It means you need to become a bit stronger. You need to gain some strength, because this is going to help you to gain responsibilities in your life. If right now you are a fresher, just recently graduated from your university or college, if you are looking for a job, this is going to provide you opportunity. And the best solution for that part, whatever the first opportunity that is coming in your way, please grab that opportunity on the immediate basis. Second main important thing for Taurus ascendant, Saturn is also aspecting your 5th house from the 11th. Now 5th house is the house of your creation, creativity. That is also the house of children, childbirth. Now as a couple, if you are looking for conceiving of a child from past 2.5 or 3 years and you are not receiving any positive result, this has the capacity to remove the blockage from your 5th house. So from the children perspective, it's going to be a great thing. Even 5th house is the house of speculation actually. Speculative gains also. You need to be very careful with the speculation, specifically in the sign of Pisces. Because it's not a combination of making easy money. It's a planet of vision. Vision simply means looking for next 5, 10, 15 years of your life. So if you will be able to look for the bigger perspective or the long-term perspective, then this have the capacity to create the positive result in your life. Even I request all of you Taurus ascendant watching this video, at the time of decision making specifically, it may be any decisions, maybe personal, professional, career related, investment related, relationship related decisions also. Don't look for the next 1, 2, 3 years of your aspect into. Try to take next 10-year aspect into consideration before making any decisions here. Because if you are going to move with the vision, Saturn have the capacity to provide you results in the longer duration of time. But if you are just looking for the short-term thing here, that part will not be able to play out. Even the 10th aspect of the Saturn is falling over your 8th house. Now this is the house of occult sciences, astrology, numerology and palmistry. And this is also the house which actually represents the sudden interest into the field of research sciences also. So this is also going to take your deep dive into the field of astrology specifically. Because in this period, you will also going to feel little bit connected from the spiritual side of the life. The reason why Saturn is connecting you with its spiritual realm, because Saturn is here gaining control over the ascendant as well as your 8th house. So Lagna is you, that is your physical self. And as I told you, transformations are happening for Taurus ascendant. So these are the physical cum mental transformations that are happening in your life. Some of your old belief systems, they are going to be totally scattered away. And that is where this will eventually help you to create a new belief systems into your life. So you can consider this thing as a beginning of new chapter into your life. So, and that is where the vision is going to be very important for the Taurus people. Next, let me move towards the Gemini ascendant. Now for Gemini ascendant, Saturn transit in Pisces is going to be a bit tricky actually. The reason why this is going to be tricky, because Saturn is now actually coming in the 10th house. And that is the house of your career. Okay. Now whenever Saturn goes into the 10th house, this has the capacity to superimpose certain restrictions into your life. Like you feel a bit restricted specifically in the 10th house, because that is the original house of the Saturn. Understand one more important thing here. For Gemini ascendant, Saturn is gaining control over the 8th house and 9th house at the same time. So 8th house is the transformations, So transformations are happening in your career. It represents the job changes happening into your life, pure job change. Ninth house is also involved. It means the traveling and shifting towards some minimum 100, 200, 300 kilometer away. So this is going to create a movement into your life. I even request every Gemini ascendant people, if you are gaining any sort of traveling related opportunities, please grab that opportunity on the immediate basis, because traveling have the capacity to actually open your ninth house also. Ninth house is the house of your bhagya, fortune. So if you want to experience some fortunate events, traveling and relocation is very important, because Saturn with its third aspect is actually aspecting your 12th house. Now 12th house represents the foreign land and the foreign country. It means your work is also going to be greatly appreciated by the people of foreign lands and foreign country. If you are looking to like trying to find a marketplace specifically in your own home country, it's not going to work. You need to look for the foreign markets. Try to expand your business. Even if you are into export and import business, I request you to expand into the foreign markets. If it may be, if you are from India, from USA, try to take your work into the foreign land and foreign country more and more, because clients and customers are going to be coming from that particular direction. Even if you look, the Saturn's 10th aspect is directly over the 4th house. So this is totally going to ruin your comfort zone actually. This will not help you to become more comfortable. 4th house is also the house which represents not only comforts. This is the placement which represents your home environment. So there is also going to be a lot of family disturbances happening with this transit. It's even requested for you individuals to try to move further apart from the family. Try to give more preference towards looking into the secular basis rather than staying with any joint family or these kind of environments. Otherwise, you are going to experience a lot of blockages into your life. The very best way to actually deal with this Saturn transit is you must need to start letting go any heavy feelings towards anyone in general. This have the capacity to remove the congestion from your 4th house. So in this way, you will feel much lighter in your life. And the last and the 10th aspect is actually over the 7th house. Now this is not only the house of business, this is the house of marriage also. So if your marriage is delayed from past 2.5 years, some on and off kind of a relationships are happening, Saturn's firm aspect, the drishti over the 7th house is going to promise the event of marriage also. Although you also need to take the Jupiter transit, Jupiter placement into your consideration. If Saturn's 10th aspect is falling over the 7th house, and if in your natal birth chart, if Jupiter is posited quadrant places away, it means 1, 4, 7, 10, or trine places away, 5 and 9 places away from specifically Saturn in the 10th house or from the 7th house. So this has the capacity to immediately trigger the event of marriage. This also signifies the event of marriage which includes marrying outside of your caste, creed and cultural background. So if you are receiving a lot of failures from the love life, this is the best period actually. It's not a casual relationship I'm talking about. It's not a boyfriend and girlfriend, okay? It's a more firm relationship. That is the marriage part actually. So this will eventually help you to create the reunionship up there. And that is why your 12th house is also involved. That is the house of some expenses. So these are the auspicious expenses. If you look now, your 12th house is the Taurus actually. That is ruled by Venus. So it shows some expenses into the auspicious size. They are going to take place. Next, for the Cancer ascendant. See, specifically for Cancer ascendant, Saturn is actually going through your 9th house. The 9th house is the house of belief systems. First of all, this is going to break your old belief system so that new belief systems can easily form. Breaking of old belief system is just like the shedding of the leaves actually. Every year, if you observe in nature, trees and plants, they are going to shed their old leaves. So why they are shedding their old leaves? So that the new leaves will come. So this is the same energy which you are going to experience. It means some new leaves are waiting. But as soon as you start letting go of that old leaves, only then the new leaves will come. So here you need to start letting go things very easily. The more and more you are going to be over the net letting go time frame, the more this is going to be beneficial for you. One more important thing, Saturn with its third aspect is aspecting your 11th house. Now that is the house of opportunities. This is the money making opportunity or the wealth making opportunities that are specifically coming because it's the sign of Taurus, which is actually present up there. Saturn is also aspecting your 6th house with its 10th aspect. Now what is happening here? This have the capacity to create some sort of a fixations inside your career. By mean to say fixation, you eventually feel stuck in some sort of a cubicle. And that is where if you are working in a 9 to 5 job kind of a scenario, that part will not be able to bring out in this time frame. Because here Saturn is insisting you to break the boundaries actually. Saturn in 9th house is going to become a very limitless kind of energy. It becomes very difficult for you to gain control over that urja. That is where you need to start listening to your heart desire, irrespective of the consequences. It doesn't matter whether you are going to fail or succeed actually. Saturn in 9th house is the house of your belief systems actually. So this transit have the capacity to reshape your belief systems into the positive way. Even if you fail, I will tell you, with maybe you make a job change and results are not expected, still I will tell you are going to gain experience. You need to focus upon gathering more experiences rather than looking out the final outcome into your life. Even if you look, the 7th aspect of the Saturn is directly falling over the 3rd house. Now this is the house of your short distance travel, even communication also. That is the best time frame if you want to take your work online rather than doing it offline. If you are looking for a flexibility, because I told you, you feel stuck in a cubicle, so you need some open environment, you need some flexibility, you need some adaptability. So you can work from anywhere all across the globe if you are having your laptop, your internet connection with you. So taking your work online is the best route for you people. Even 3rd house is the house of your communication. So if you want to actually enter into the field of communication, even working as a consultant, consulting activities are also going to be very best for you. Any sort of business idea, if that is present in back of your mind, this is the exact period for you to implement. Implementation is very important because Rahu is also going to be transiting through your 8th house May month onward from the sign of Aquarius actually. Now 8th house is also getting involved. Rahu is also going to bring a lot of suddenness in the 8th house. Ketu is in your 2nd house in the month of May. So it means right now you can focus over the planning and preparation part and immediately focus over the implementation part, specifically the May month onward. So business is going to be very good for you. That is also looking for into your 6th house with its 10th aspect. So that have the capacity to destroy all your enemies. All your enemies, entire enemies are getting destroyed. Hidden enemies also. Many people, they might going to come in front of you and they might going to feel sorry for the kind of bad deeds that they have did in their life. And that is where letting go is becoming very important for you people. Don't hold on any sort of grudges towards anyone. Otherwise, you are going to create congestion in your chart. So you need to remove this congestion by start letting go of these energies. So it's very important for you. Next, for the Leo ascendant, your Saturn is actually going in the 8th house. Now, this is a Ashtam Shani. Many might going to be considering Ashtam Shani as a bad Shani, but my point of view is totally different here. Because here, not only the Saturn is gaining control over the 7th house, it's gaining control over the 6th house actually. 6th and the 8th is considered as a Viprit Raj Yoga. Now this Raj Yoga, first of all, eventually help you to create a transformations into the monetary aspect, into the career aspect, and into the 5th house. This is actually the pure placement where you can gather all your energy and potential to break the boundaries. 8th Saturn will going to not harm you if you are going to go with the flow of energy. But if you try to impose certain limitations, certain restrictions in your life, this is going to become very painful thing then. I'm not talking about the outer limitations, I'm talking about your internal limitations. Saturn in the 8th house will always going to test you. This is going to test the level of patience inside you people. Now the very best way to actually deal with this Saturn is to go with the flow of energy. rather than actually making decisions using some logic or some calculations in your life, like rather than looking into the pros and cons of the situation, rather than going for the calculation of advantages and disadvantages, the very best way is to start listening to your intuitive side. That is the gut feeling part. Now, if your gut feeling is guiding you in this direction, you need to go into that direction. Suppose there are 4 or 5 options in front of you and you need to pick one option. Your calculative mind is asking you to go with second option, whereas your intuitive mind is asking you to go with fifth option. So you need to pick the option which is actually governed by your intuitive side, because intuition is also going to be very, very helpful. Pisces is a water, actually. Understand the core concept here. Pisces is also going to dissolve the karmic connectivity with other people during its time frame. By mean to say dissolving of karmic connectivity, some of the old people might going to create a departure. So it's the beginning of new era. It's like expansion is happening into your second house. This is the house of your family. 8th transit of the Saturn gaining control over the 7th house can immediately trigger the event of marriage, specifically in the month of March and April. Because here both 7th and 8th are involved along with the 6th. So it's a concept whenever the 6th goes into the 8th, actually, this have the capacity to create results of the intermediary houses. Specifically, the Rahu transit in the sign of Aquarius is happening in the month of May for you people. It means during that time frame that have the capacity to open up the blockages from the relationship. It doesn't matter whether it's your first, second or third marriage. If you are looking for a reunionship, this is going to give you opportunity. Opportunity is also coming from your own professional friend circle. If one friend of yours is organizing a small birthday party, any kind of a thing, he's inviting you, or just go there. Try to create more and more indulgence into the professional network circle. Large organizational group setting kind of a things also that have the capacity to yield the positive result. Even Saturn is also aspecting your 5th house here, actually. Now 5th house is the house of mantra sadhana. One end of the 5th house lies in spirituality and one end of the 5th house totally lies into the field of speculation. That is the share market, actually. I will tell you, gains are going to become very challenging. Pisces Saturn will not help you to gain easy money in its transit, actually. It's asking you to go for vision only. I'm going to then give you money. So here the money is going to be coming through the hard work nature, not going to coming through the easy methods, actually. Even one more important thing, 5th house is the house of study, of mantras, mantra chantings, riddhi, siddhi. So you are going to take a holy dip in the field of spirituality. If this is your first Saturn return, if right now you are maybe 28, 29 years of age, or maybe if you are between the age of 56, 58 years of age, even if it is your Saturn second return, you people are actually going to take a holy dip in the path of spirituality. Here I will tell you, your belief systems will no longer be same. Whatever you have thinked in your mind, maybe from past 10, 15 years, whatever the goop which have built inside your mind. So this is going to remove that goop. So it's a new beginning. It's like regeneration. Saturn is filling you with some regenerative urja inside you. Pisces is actually the 12th house. It's the realm of Jupiter. Jupiter is not a bad planet. It's a guru. Saturn, whenever goes in the Pisces, Saturn is also going there to take some teachings from Guru. That is why it's not considered good, actually. Because Saturn is a karmkar graha and Saturn have no time to take teachings. But without teaching, without knowledge, Maya will not follow. If you are going to gain teaching, only then the Maya is coming into your life. Maya means money. So the teachings are also actually connected. That is why your 5th and 2nd house is involved in this transit. 5th house is gaining the teachings and 2nd house is Maya. Briddhi in the Maya. It means money is growing if you are gaining knowledge. So this is the best frame for you to gain knowledge. Even I request you people, if you are watching this video, Saturn is in your 8th house. This is the best time frame if you want to go further into the pathway of spirituality. Even if you want to open up certain career into the field of yoga, meditation, healing practice, maybe related to occult sciences also, this is the best time frame. So you can actually take your career into that direction. So this is going to be my favorite transit for Leo ascendant actually. Okay, you need to watch out for that part. Next, for the Virgo ascendant, Saturn is actually coming in your 7th house. All of you are fellas which are actually waiting for marriage. This is going to give you immediate opportunity. But one more thing I request you, Saturn, if it create bandhan or bondage in your life, that bondage is also going to bring a lot of heaviness inside you. It's not going to be an easy bondage because Saturn is actually gaining control over the 5th house. 5th house is your past life deeds. Now, this is the house of your Purva Sanchit Karma, Purva Punya Bhav also. So, someone from the past might have the capacity to come back into your life. It's not applicable only to marriage perspective, it's happening applicable to the business perspective also. Maybe some of your partners, they might have left you in the past because of some difficult circumstances. This Saturn have the capacity to further bring that investors back into your life. So you are actually going to deal with the back energy in this transit. Although there is going to be new beginning also happening because its third aspect is over the 9th house and the 7th aspect is over the Lagna, that is ascendant. So Saturn, if it is aspecting your ascendant, it's asking you to make some decisions, concrete decisions you want to make. Here procrastination will not going to help you because Saturn's last aspect is also 10th aspect is in your 4th house. So this is totally ruining your comfort zone actually. If you want to become more and more comfort in this Saturn in the Pisces realm, this is going to remove all the comforts away actually. It's not possible for you to actually experience comfort and growth at the same time. Because Saturn in 7th house is Digbali, it's gaining its directional strength up there. Now Digbali Graha, whenever they are aspecting the Lagna, this is taking you upward. Urja, energy from the lower portion is going upward in the upper direction. Upper direction is you actually. Other people are uplifting you. Lower level people, so you feel bit motivated because of this Urja upliftment up there. At the same time, Rahu transit in the month of May in Aquarius is also going to be very helpful for you people. Because Rahu is also helping you. It's also giving you that upliftment, that Urja in the 6th house. To deal with your enemies actually, to deal with the obstacle, you need to break the silence. Virgo people, try to break the silence. Don't, even if someone is trying to utilize your energy into the negative way, maybe your boss, if they try to harm you, break the silence. This is the best time frame because that is when you will experience the positive Urja of Saturn. The directional strength of Saturn will always asking you to break the silence. So you need to break the silence apart. And that is why that is aspecting your 9th house actually. This is the house of your guru's belief system. So there is no any outer guru coming. You need to become your own guru. Don't find for guru with Saturn in the 7th. Very difficult. It's not possible. It's not easy actually. So you need to become your own guru, your own teachings. So your belief systems are also going to be based over your interpersonal experiences. The day-to-day experiences that you are going to gain in your life, that experiences I'm talking about, that are actually going to be very helpful for you. And that is where in this way, you can utilize the energy of Saturn in the positive way. Next, let me come to the Saturn for Libra ascendant. Okay. I hope now some Libra people, please comment if any Libra ascendant is there. Okay, Libra ascendant. See, first of all, I will tell you for Taurus or for Libra ascendant, Saturn is actually becoming your Yog Karak Graha. Now, Yog Karak Graha is not bad actually. Okay. And that is the only planet which I have seen working very perfectly into these ascendants, specifically Libra and Taurus. Now, understand one very important thing here. For Libra people, Saturn is in your 6th house actually. So this is asking you to first of all become more disciplined. 6th house is the house of your loan, mortgage and debt. So this is the best time frame to repay the loan, mortgage and debt back to the bank account. And that is where this will eventually help you to further expand into some new realm. Otherwise, I will tell you, if there are going to be some burdens of loan which you are going to face with the Saturn, it becomes very difficult for you to make a move into your life. One more interesting thing, 5th house is also getting impacted, and fourth house is also getting impacted. Fourth house is your mother and fifth house is your father actually. In the original Kalpursh Kundli I'm talking about. If its Lord is actually in the sixth house, this is going to be a very difficult period, challenging period in front of you to deal with your family karmas. Because this is going to unfold that karmas in front of you. Fifth house is also the house of children actually, childbirth. So if you are waiting for childbirth, Saturn in Pisces will going to remove the blockages. If from past 2.5 years you are trying for having a child, this is going to remove its blockage. Next, that is aspecting your 8th house. Now, whenever the Yog Karaka Graha aspect specifically the 8th house Urja, this is asking you to take a relook over your life, complete relook. Whether the decisions that you are making are that aligned with your higher purpose or goal or not. Because 8th house is not an easy house. Specifically, placement of Saturn in 8th is different. Third aspect of Saturn in the 8th is quite a complicated aspect. Because that is where you are actually going to deal with a lot of research related activity. So Saturn is asking you to create some more research. And that research you need to present in front of other people. Specifically people that are also working in the field of astrology, numerology, palmistry, this is going to give you a lot of breakthrough. Even if you're a scientist, maybe working in a laboratory, or maybe if you are a NASA person working with aeronautical engineering, space engineering, anything if you are doing through, this is going to give that breakthrough into your life. Because Saturn's 7th drishti is upon your 12th house actually. Now 12th house is the house of your imagination, far-sightedness. So this eventually have the capacity to bring your imagination into your reality, whatever you have imagined in your life. So you will see your dreams will eventually come true in this time frame. Even this is going to suppress your enemies. This is going to kill your enemies in the 6th house. Because Saturn is directly gaining control over the 6th house. That is also the house of competition. It doesn't matter whether you are a school or a college kid, or whether you are a businessman, you are a job person. Saturn in the 6th house is going to remove the competition from your life. And that is where you need to gain mastery over creating more quality rather than quantity. And that is the reason Saturn is also aspecting your 3rd house actually. So you need to create a lot of improvements into the 3rd house. It may be related to your speech, that is your communication. Even this is the best time frame if you want to resolve the conflicting situations with your siblings. This is the best time frame. Although here it also depends over your siblings chart also how their transiting is take place, but this is the best way to resolve that thing. One more important thing, if you look 8th and 12th house are involved for you people. Pisces is also involved, so water is becoming very high. When the water is concentration is becoming very high, it means you are going to become more and more spiritual. Spiritual practices are also going to be very helpful for you. I even request you people, Libra people, if you are not into the field of spirituality, if you are not learning Vedic astrology, learn this subject. Learning Vedic astrology is the way out. Otherwise, you tend to feel lost also. Lost in this realm of 21st century. You don't know where to go, which direction to choose. So it's totally a directionless pathway. And that is where the list of goals are very important for you people. It's not only your personal goals I'm talking about. It's your professional goals also. It's also the goals related to spirituality, goals that are also related to traveling also. So you need to set all the goals for the next 5 years and then work into that area. That is very best for you. Next, for the Scorpio people, first of all, Saturn is actually going into your 5th house. Now what is happening up there? All the 5th house have nothing to do with your job, but this is going to create breakages in the job environment. The reason is not because of this Saturn, it's because of Rahu and Ketu is also transiting in the month of May 2025. And they are transiting through your 4th and the 10th axis. So 10th axis is going to create the splitting in the career. Now that splitting in the career part, it's not necessary you are further going to take the second job. No, because Saturn is also aspecting your 2nd and the 11th house. Both the money houses are involved up there. So leaving job can also further take you into the business aspect of the life. If you are looking for starting any new business, this is going to be the best time frame. Apart from this thing, This is also aspecting the second house of family and fifth house of actually children. It's posited up there. So it shows the expansion and growth in the family environment. Now, expansion and growth can only take place in two different methods. First of all, if you are getting married to someone, so the event of marriage is going to create a reunionship where one people, they are getting converted into two people, okay? And then if two people are there, they are further, suppose, produce a baby, they create a child. So the family is growing actually. So it shows the growth in that environment because that is affecting your seventh house also. So this is going to bring a lot of opportunity with regards to marriage part also. Fifth house is also the house of your past life deeds, past life karmas. So this also represents someone from the past have the capacity to create or hit back into your life. Specifically, if your Saturn is retrograde in your natal birth chart, then you are going to strongly experience these kind of energies. Even past memories, they are also going to become a bit heavy. You will experience a lot of heaviness. The Urja of Shani is becoming very heavy up there. Fifth house of Urja of Saturn is not easy to handle actually, because this is the house where you are actually going to look for perfection. So Saturn is demanding a lot of perfection. This is going to improve your life into the positive way. Even if Saturn is trying to remove some old stuff in your life in order to give you some new stuff, I request you to try to adjust to its energy rather than complaining. Because this transit is going to create a new transformation into your life. That is the reason actually both the money houses are also involved and the seventh house is also involved. So basic transformations are actually happening from the business end. And at the same time, monetary part is also getting impacted into the much deeper manner. Even if you are looking for going abroad, this is the best time frame because that is your fourth house and third house lord also moving into the fifth house. Your Rahu is also coming specifically into the Rahu Ketu 4th and 10th axis. So maybe if you are having any visa related issues, you are facing some government compliances you are facing, you want to extend your tenure by staying in some country, this is the best time frame for you to do it. So that is a very positive thing. Next, let me come to the Dhanu Lagna. It's the Sagittarius ascendant. So for Sagittarius people, first of all, Saturn is going through your fourth house. Now fourth house is going to create the heaviness over your heart. And why that heaviness is created? Because you will eventually going to feel I'm wasting my life or I'm not doing anything much productive up there. Because understand one more important thing here. From past 2.5 years, if you look, your Saturn is actually in the third house. It's the house where you have dealt with a lot of challenges. You have faced a lot of challenges. In the fourth house, although this is going to actually reduce that kind of effort, but this is not giving you comfort zone. So don't think like that my journey is going to be end there. No, it's a beginning of new journey in front of you. And that is the reason for Sagittarius people, it's directly impacting the sixth house. That is the house of your daily routines also. So it means your daily routines are actually getting changed in this transit. And it's better for you to take small changes. Don't become a habitual person. Good habits are a good thing, but bad habits are a bad thing. Even if, for example, you are into some sort of a constant energy, constant enigma, you are maybe from past 5 years or 10 years, you are following the same routine, same method. You need to break that routines actually. Breaking old routines apart have the capacity to create the new beginnings into your life. And that is a very positive thing. And that is the reason Saturn is aspecting your 10th house. So the 7th aspect in the 10th house is actually bringing more flexibility in the career environment. Now Saturn, if it is bringing more flexibility into the career environment, it also shows rather than doing a mundane jobs or by sitting into some sort of a cubicle, you need to start exploding your hidden talents also. Because Saturn is also aspecting your Lagna. Lagna is you, that is your physical self. So this is going to ask a different variety of questions from you specifically. Like whatever I'm doing in my life, I'm doing the right thing. Is this good for me? Is this bad for me? What is the purpose? What is the reason why I'm present up there? So these kind of questions will suddenly pop out in front of your head actually. It means Saturn is asking you to make a room or to make a space. By mean to say making room or space, you need to keeping yourself much lighter actually. You need to avoid going much into more and more people, because other people interaction is not going to help you to build anything. The more and more lonely and secluded that you are going to become in this Pisces transit, the more this is going to help you. It's the internal side, it's not the external. So don't try to become more externalized person with this transit. Try to become more internalized person. If you're a businessman, you are definitely going to experience a lot of competition. It's like a trade war. Okay. So trade war is definitely seen up there. For Sagittarius people, next 2.5 years is going to be very challenging from the business standpoint of view. It's also very important for you to, rather than creating more advancement from the technological standpoint of view into your business field, you need to go back. Try to look for the backbone of the business, because the more you are going to rely over the backbone, it's like going back to old customers also. It becomes very difficult for you to attract new customers. New client base is becoming very difficult to actually be there. If you are into some sort of a business, actually, I will tell you Sagittarius people, this is going to become a bit challenging. It's going to take a hard thing out of you. And that is where you are also going to experience your true self, who I am actually. Like you see, if you put gold into fire, so this will help in the purification of the gold. Similarly with diamonds actually. So this is going to create a gem out of you. So that is the real test which is in front of you. It's going to test not only your patience, it's going to test your limits also. Even the very best way to deal with this kind of heaviness of Saturn in the 4th house, try to utilize the energy of Rahu. That is in the 3rd house. 3rd house represents the traveling. So more and more you are going to travel, the more positive urja that you are going to gain into your life. So that is a very good thing. Next, let me come to the Capricorn ascendant, Makar Rashi. Okay, now where is Makar Rashi? I believe there are many people that have joined this live session. Everyone is Capricorn. I don't know, 80% comments I have received is from the Capricorn people. Like I'm a Capricorn, I'm a Capricorn, I'm Capricorn. So I believe Capricorn is waiting for so long. Don't worry. See, for Capricorn ascendant, first of all, Saturn is going in your 3rd house. So it's like movement of your ascendant in the 3rd house is actually going to bring challenges into your life. Your life is going towards struggle. So it's going into the struggle part so that this have the capacity to bring the gem out of you. It's like the refining process. Have you seen the crude oil? It's getting refined and then the petroleum, diesel and these products are obtained. So it's actually the same thing. Even if you are into the specific industries related to finance, related to marketing, related to share market, stock market, mutual fund, hedge fund manager, this is going to be very challenging period in front of you. Very difficult for you to gain control over the money, because what is happening up there, Saturn is also aspecting the 12th house. 12th house is the house of expenditure and 5th house is also aspected by Saturn with its 3rd aspect. So that is the house of share market and the stock market. Speculation is going to become very difficult for next 2.5 years. I even request you, even if you have promised some specific returns to some person, like I'm going to give this much return in the upcoming 2, 3, 5 years, please don't avoid making promises from the financial perspective in this time frame. It's also very important for you to pay more attention towards the root cause of the problems rather than looking into the outer aspect, because that is going to play with your sentiments a lot. So from the sentimental standpoint of view, this is creating much impact. Even that is your 2nd house lord also for Capricorn people. It's your ascendant, your 2nd house lord, and it's in the 3rd house actually. So 2nd lord is also moving in the 3rd house. The very best way to actually make money in this Saturn Pisces is to stick with the long term or move with the vision in your life. Long term perspective will eventually going to help you a lot. Although one more important thing, both of your trine houses are involved. Saturn's 3rd aspect is the 5th and the 9th is over, 7th aspect is over the 9th house. Now, whenever both the trine houses are involved, this is also going to create a balance of urja balance of energy into your life. So this is asking you to first of all create balance into the personal side of the life. Only then this have the capacity to create balance into the professional side of the life. Because whatever energies that you are dealing into the personal forefront, the same energies you are also dealing into the professional forefront. So it's like balancing you need to take the help of Venus. That's the sign of Libra. Even in the month of May, your Rahu is also transiting through your second house actually. Now what is happening up there? Rahu in the month of May is going through second house, is going to take you away from the family. Now that is taking you away from the family so that you can create something. Even if you are involved in a family business, this is not going to take you further. Because this transit is asking you to build or create something from zero level. You need to start something from very scratch. You are that kind of people specifically for Capricornian energy. Your career is also going to be a splitting career pattern. Like maybe you are working 1-2 year in this field, then this field, then that field, then that field. Now this Pisces is going to give you that sort of a pathway. So this is asking you to design the pathway. Like in which direction you want to go. So if you are going to become more and more specific, the more this is going to be helpful. But if your energy is rambling in this direction, that direction, you want to move and go into every direction, that will not work out. You need to stick with one thing longer enough. I will tell you, if you are a man, don't give up over the small mishappenings that are happening in the life. You need to try to stick with the long term enough actually, to look into the bigger picture. If you are going to stick with something, then this have the capacity to yield positive result. And that is where any successful people, if you pick up, they are working past 10, 15, 20, 50 years in specific areas. So this is helping you to become that specific. Its energy is becoming concentrated. So it's becoming more focused up there. Even if you are expecting for a childbirth, this is going to remove the blockages. If you are looking for a marriage, that is also going to remove the blockages. So that is the best part. Next, let me come to the Aquarius ascendant. Now, first of all, for Aquarius ascendant, this is again going to be a bit tricky part. The reason why it's going to be tricky, because for you people, one zodiac sign of Saturn is falling into your 12th house and the one zodiac sign is falling in your ascendant. Now 12th house Urja is coming in the second house. So what is happening up there? Your 12th house is the house of expenses. Expenses are entering in the savings part. So what is happening when you combine expense and the expenditure? Or expenses or savings actually? It means this is not permitting you to save huge amount of money. Savings is going to become a bit challenging for you people. Even more important thing, Saturn with its third aspect is actually aspecting your 4th house. Although real estate is going to become a good avenue here, but delays are actually going to be happening up there. Unnecessary delays. I request you to wait specifically up till May month. In the month of May, Rahu is transiting through Rahu. That is where you will find the overpriced or the overhiking that is right now in the market. Market is going through correction if you see. Every year, every 28 years, or this correction is not only because of Saturn, it's the correction because of Rahu. Rahu is correcting. Rahu is looking for what is the exact sentiment that is going in the market. If you are involved in the share market and stock market, up till May, you will experience that sentimental changes. Ups and downs are going to be there. Even Saturn is also aspecting your 8th house. Now, 8th house is the house of sudden mystical transformations into your life. And that is where you will eventually need to look for building a parallel income stream into your life. All people, Aquarius ascendant, focus upon building the parallel income streams. Don't rely only over one income stream into your life. Otherwise, you are going to not only take a hit for next 2.5 years, your next 2.5 years Saturn is in the Aries, that is in the 3rd house. So finances are going to take a hit in this time frame. And that is where focus upon developing the multiple income sources or develop parallel income sources into your life. This is also the best time frame where you need to focus over the 11th house. 11th house, because Saturn's 10th aspect is over the 11th house. That is the house of your large network circle, that is your own professional friend circle. So opportunities in your life are actually coming through your 11th house. And it's not necessarily your own professional friend circle. It's also the opportunities are coming from the abroad also, 4th house. Because it's expecting the 4th house actually. Movement can also take place, moving into foreign land, foreign country. Even if you are into right now working into some multinational company, specifically right now, I will tell you, please be very, very careful. This transit have the capacity to create some loopholes up there, which you might not be able to see. Because 4th house is the house of your comforts. So Saturn try to ruin your comforts by any means possible. It may be by suddenly getting a hit in the job or maybe in the finances. And that is where extra preparedness is very, very important for you people. One more thing I request you here. You also need to be very careful from the health standpoint of view, specifically Aquarius people. Because in the 2nd house, now this have the capacity to create unnecessary addictions also. Addiction of alcohol, addiction, cigarettes, and these kind of a thing. So be very careful from any sort of addiction. If your child is Aquarius ascendant and you are sending him or her abroad for taking further education, further studies, be very careful. One more thing, if right now you are having some loan, mortgage and debt in your life, first of all, try to repay that loan, mortgage and debt and then proceed further. It's very important for you people. Okay. And lastly, let me come to our dear Pisces ascendant. Now, Pisces is also one of my favorite ascendants, because whenever Saturn is actually coming in your ascendant, this is going to make you more mature. Here the hunger towards gaining money is not going to be coming, but hunger towards acquiring knowledge is going to be up there. And that is where you need to become more hungry towards gaining knowledge rather than creating the hunger towards wealth. Because understand one more important thing here, Saturn is directly aspecting your 10th house as well. 10th house is your Karam Bhav. It's not career, it's a Karam Bhav. So if the Karam Karaka Graha is coming in the ascendant, it's also asking you to perform good karmas in your life. Good deeds actually. Because this is going to create a balance check into your life. This transit of Saturn is also going to be a bit critical from the 7th house aspect actually. Although it's looking in the 7th house, so this is removing the obstructions from the marriage part. This is bringing the opportunity of marriage, reunionship into your life, but it's not going to be easy. Partnership businesses are also going to be very difficult here. Lot of partners, they will suddenly going to lose interest. Mercurian energy, because directly opposite is Virgo. So people tend to become over clever during that time frame. They might going to cheat you, they might going to harm you. They are going to having some sort of a bad intentions in back of their mind. If you are a businessman having a big team, your people are going to leave you in this time frame. But don't hold any grudges if other people are leaving or if they are finding some new opportunities. You need to focus upon building a strong team up there. Even one more important thing, this is going to bring opportunities from all fields. Not only monetary, even from the foreign land and foreign country also. So if you're a businessman, try to rely more towards the foreign people. Foreign customer have the capacity to fulfill your requirements. Your own home country customer, it become very difficult for you to fulfill that requirement. Because there is also going to be a lot of reshuffling happening into the geopolitics part during the Saturn transit in the sign of Pisces actually. And most of the impact you Pisces people are going to experience. Because it's in your head actually, sitting over the head. So you are taking the Urja of Saturn over the ascendant. Saturn in the ascendant is actually going to create a lot of limitation factor, restriction factors also. This is asking you to do some re-evaluation, do the planning and preparation, where is the vision actually. And that is where rather than going for the short-term things into your life by just looking into next 2-3 years of your life, look for the bigger picture. Look for next 10-15 years of your life. It's very important. Even if you are involved into the trading part, speculation, speculative gains also, they are also going to create a hit actually. The reason why this is creating a hit, because the Taurus is also getting impacted actually. It's creating a reshuffling part up there. So you will see the dynamic world order is going to be changing up there. Even that is also affecting your 10th house of your career. So what is happening up there? This is creating a lot of friction between you and the top authority. Your work is also not getting greatly appreciated and recognized here. And that is where starting something of your own, becoming more and more independent is the best option. Job is going to be a temporary solution. The permanent solution is going to be working more over the independent side, specifically for Pisces people. Okay. So this is the Saturn transit for all the 12 ascendants. I hope you have gained some deep insights. Thank you for connecting with me. Thank you for sending me super thanks also. Thank you for all the love, care, affection, support, everything. Okay, I greatly appreciate. Thank you, Nina, for sending me green hearted all the time. Thank you, Anju. Thank you, Tokar. Thank you, Sage Mind. Thank you, every person. Have you experienced the reunionship of a Shiva and Shakti? Try to worship the Ardhanarishwar avatar of Lord Shiva, where the one half is a male and the one half is a female. It's the best remedy for all the ascendants. Because air element is getting diffused in water. So praying a god which is not Nari, not male, not female, that's Ardhanarishwar, will eventually going to be very, very helpful for you people. And thank you once again a lot. Till then, take care. Hare Krishna, Jai Lakshmi Narayan, and Jai Jagannath. I might be coming to Jagannath Puri. So if you are from Odisha, you can please message me. Jagannath Puri is the very best place actually. If you find any time to visit, go up there, see what is up there. You will experience everything. Pisces will shake in front of Jagannath Puri. So please take care. Bye-bye.